there's a lot of people who are saying, oh yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that. But dude, a lot of those Lions fans are like, Matt Stafford does that like every game. We just lose the game though. What is up, everyone? It is Jake with Master Football, back at it again. Happy Wednesday. Let's get after it. For those of you first time being here, hey, this is Master Football with Jake. All things football. That's what we talk about here. All things football. Okay, primarily NFL right now. We're gonna have some college stuff. We're gonna have some video game stuff. Anything related to American football. I say American football for all my international fans out there. But anything related to American football, we discuss here on this show. Now, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. Please like the video. Please share it with your friends. All of that is much appreciated. Hopefully, I can earn your subscription today. But without further ado, let's get on with the show. All right, so I was thinking, man, the other day, I was like, you know what, man? I saw a particular player. As I've been doing my division previews, I've been able to check out most teams and see the players. And when you go through those teams, you're like, gosh, I remember that guy. That guy's a stud. Oh, yeah, I remember them talking about this guy. I remember them talking about that guy. But the point is a lot of those guys aren't necessarily talked about as much as you probably think they should. So what I did was, after going through the whole league, and again, this isn't an exhaustive list, so don't think that this is everybody, but there's 3 guys out there that I really feel like don't get the clout they deserve. They don't get the kind of press they deserve just because of a couple differing issues here. So I have 3 players, unfortunately, all on offense. I am going to hopefully do a defensive one, but these are my 3 offensive players that deserve more clout. Now, with this list, okay, what I'm going to make sure that I break down what's going on with them, what kind of talent they are, and what's the reason that they aren't necessarily receiving the clout. Again, it could be a myriad of reasons here, but I think that it's one thing that we need to be looking at. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first guy that I wanted to go ahead and talk about is good old Jamison Crowder. So Jamison Crowder, wide receiver from Duke, plays for the Jets. Man, if you look at him, his highlights are off the chain, man. He's able to break tackles. He's swift. He's agile. He's a slot receiver, so he might not have as many yards per se as other receivers do. But he's so deadly. He's so quick. He's so agile. Man, looking at his playmaking ability, I just love what he can do. Now, the issue with Jamison Crowder is that he's been playing on the Jets, and the Jets have had Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been injured. He had to play with Joe Flacco last year. It's been tough to get. First of all, no offense to Adam Gates, but offense to Adam Gates as a coach. Okay, he really jacked up that offense. I hope they can utilize Jamison Crowder. Obviously, they want to keep him. He did just negotiate a pay cut, so hopefully that doesn't hurt his chances. So right here, Jamison Crowder's pay cut reduced his cap hit by $5 million. So it was one of those things where they restructured it. So at least they didn't ruin his cap number. They didn't take his number down. They just restructured it so that it was probably more guaranteed money or something like that. So I'll go ahead and put this article in there. Go ahead and read through that. Let me know what you think. But I want to go ahead and get into it and discuss Jamison's kind of ability. So let's check some things out. All right, so this one right here, where you see Jamison Crowder down here at the bottom of the screen, he's going to be running a wheel route into the corner of the end zone. Look at him drag these toes. He does it so smooth that you're not actually going to see he's going to score on this one. So let's go ahead and show it real quick. Let's go, Joe. Back.
Here's Flacco. Under a half minute.
End zone. Bam.
Corner of the end zone.
That would eventually be ruled a touchdown. He says right here, he says it was incomplete, but that was eventually a touchdown. Back corner of the end zone, caught it, maneuvered himself. Great play in the end zone. I love that from him. Love me some Jamison Crowder. I actually, hopefully that the Jets, hopefully Zach Wilson can fix it. I mean, hopefully that they can get to, some consistent play at quarterback, some consistent play from the offensive line, some help on the outside too, just so he's not necessarily doubled. I don't think he's doubled per se, but you just want to make sure that he can do what he can do. And gosh, he is a deadly receiver. I don't see anything that's holding him back from being a Tyler Lockett-like receiver. The only issue with that is that Tyler Lockett has Russell Wilson and, Jamison Crowder doesn't. All right, the next player on this list is, unfortunately, he's the most famous out of all of these 3 players, but he doesn't receive the clout I feel like he deserves, and that's good old Matt Stafford. Now, Matt Stafford it's weird because in the league, I feel like Matt Stafford in the NFL is a more popular player than Matt Stafford according to fans, because a lot of fans, they're very fickle, they're very simple-minded. They look at one stat. I'm going to go ahead and show you that stat right now. So here we are, Matt Stafford's career stat numbers. I mean, you see he's got a 5,000-yard passing season. There's only a couple in the history of the NFL. 41 touchdowns. I mean, he's got an incredible amount of stats. 45,000 passing yards, 280 touchdowns. Incredible career. Now, the issue is 74, 90, and 1. So if he has to go 17-0 this season in order for him to have a positive winning record. And again, that would only be positive by one game. So that a lot of fans, if you ask around, they really hold that against him. I do feel like the one thing that was holding him back, whereas for Jamison Crowder, the thing that was holding him back was just the Jets, Adam Gase, and just the inability to formulate a successful offense. For Matt Stafford, he clearly gave it the best he can. He gave it 10 plus years. It just didn't work out. It's just the Lions. Whatever the Lions are, that's his issue. But, I mean, watching the tape here, he still has an incredible amount of talent. Let's go ahead and check a play out real quick. So they've got 8 in the box, and they've got 2 corners on the outside. They have a free safety right here. What's going to happen is that he's going to look over here to the right to hold this safety over here, and then he's going to throw a post backside. Now, a bang 8 is one where you would throw it like right here into this window, but he's going to throw more of a vertical post, which is going to go down here. So the reason why he's looking over here is because this post is going to be thrown way downfield. If he eyes him down, this safety is going to be able to make this play. But look at the line he puts this ball on. This is I looked at it. It's a 33-yard throw that is absolutely, he has such a howitzer. Let's check this out real quick.
Little pressure picked up the middle. Stafford has time.
Guns that thing in there. That is such a ridiculous throw. If you've ever thrown a football, go try and do that. Go try and put that on a line like that, 33 yards down the field. I'm going to let you know, you can't. You can't, because he is one of a kind, I swear. He has got such a strong arm. It's so underrated. There's a lot of people who are saying, oh, yeah, well, Patrick Mahomes this, Patrick Mahomes that. But, dude, a lot of those Lions fans are like, Matt Stafford does that like every game. We just lose the game, though. And last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and go over another player in the AFC East. Jameson's up in New York, and then good old Devontae Parker down in Miami. So Devontae Parker, when you check through his stats, you're going to see he obviously is a successful player. But a big thing that's holding him back, man, is he has been injured a lot, dude. He gets injured all the time, and he was screwed. He was absolutely screwed out of a Pro Bowl. They gave it to Jarvis Landry. They didn't give it to him. It didn't make any sense at all. But I want to go ahead and highlight something before we talk about Devontae real quick. So right now, we're on a channel right here he's been shouting me out a lot. I love the going back and forth between him. His name is the channel is The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Okay, he's a good old Miami Dolphins fan. He's gonna love this video. But going back and forth with him, I love smaller YouTubers. This is the type of player, or this is the type of channel that I want to make sure I can become and get on. And as we go, so shout out to The Touchdown with Doug Smith. Everybody here, go subscribe it. Okay, so if you're not going to subscribe to me, I don't care. Subscribe to him. Well, I mean, I would care, but subscribe to him too, okay? Like his stuff. He makes good stuff. All right, back to Devontae Parker. So Devontae on this play right here, we're going to see a double in. So we're going to see almost like it looks like he's trying to do like a in, or he kind of bleeds a little bit far. This slot receiver right here kind of bleeds a little bit far. He isn't really cut this hard. This is going to be a dig by him. He's going to come down this line. He'll catch it, spin off Bobby Wagner, and get up the field. You can see his catch radius, his playmaking ability, all in one play. Let's check it out right now. Drop back.
In rhythm, Fitzpatrick, and the pass is caught by Devontae Parker.
Now, I know people say, oh, why don't you throw a fade or something like that? Why don't you show this or that? That right there is very difficult to do, okay? It's a dig. You're moving at one of the best middle linebackers in the game. You catch it, gather yourself, and spin all within a fraction of a second, okay? He is immensely talented. The big issue with him, I'll show you it right here. The big issue with him you're going to see here, so rookie year, 494, 3 touchdowns, 704, 670 and 1, 309 and 1, 1,209, and then it's 793 and 4. So you see down here he was out for 2 games. He didn't start in 5. He's really, really held back, I feel like, by this offense. I mean, these are his stats. You look at here, so we got 1,209 on 72 catches. These are Jarvis Landry stats. This is the same year. He went to the Pro Bowl and Devontae Parker didn't. Now, again, I'm not trying to dog Jarvis Landry. I'm saying, though, that Jarvis Landry had less yards, less touchdowns, and more catches. So he had 2.5 yards less per catch. He had less yards and he had less touchdowns. No offense to Jarvis Landry. You're a beast. Okay, you're a dog. I can't take it away from you. But Devontae Parker should have gotten the Pro Bowl over you. So that's it, guys. That is my 3 players. I feel like they're not getting enough clout. So we saw with Jamison Crowder, the offense and the whole mess that the situation was. For Matt Stafford, really felt like he just was held back by the Lions organization. And then Devontae Parker, just too many injuries, too much inconsistency with being on the field. When he's on the field, the dude is a beast, man. He is amazing. He just needs to stay on there, and hopefully he does so we can see some more good football. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, do all those things. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is underappreciated? Who do you feel like it doesn't get the clout they deserve? Go down there, let me know, and then we'll go ahead and get this going. I'm going to do a defensive one eventually. The defensive one's going to take me a little bit more time. Offense is a little bit more relevant just because it's easier to notice the plays as a fan, whereas if you're trying to watch the game and watch the defense, you have to pick the player that's going to not necessarily be in the play, so it's more difficult to do that. I will do one before the season starts, but again, those are my 3 players who deserve more clout than they get. Everybody let me know what you think, and I will see you guys on Friday.